name is Rachel, and today I'm bringing you another edition of our Golden Girls Readathon. Now this one's going to be a little bit different. I decided to bring us a year-long challenge. So there's going to be one prompt for each month, 12 prompts total, so that we're celebrating the Golden Girls Readathon all year round. So I've got this board here for you, which I'll have linked down below, and basically I just tried to pick something that reminded me of the Golden Girls for every month. So starting with January, we have a city or country name in the title. This stems from the fact that Betty White's birthday is in January, so I thought, what makes me think of Rose? And I just immediately thought of back in St. Olaf, so I thought city name for sure, but we'll kind of keep it open, like any type of location name globally will work for this prompt. So like back in St. Olaf, you could use a city name, you could use a country name, you could use a state name, whatever you need to use for this kind of location-y prompt. February was Rue McClanahan's birthday, so again, I'm thinking, what is something that reminds me of Blanche? And I was kind of looking back through like best quotes from Blanche, and the one I decided to use for this is when the girls discover a document with her initials on it, and it's BED, and they're cracking up because her initials are bed. So for February, we're gonna do a book whose authors initials line up with your initials. And sometimes this can be really hard. Like, so for instance, my initials are RF. I have some difficulty sometimes finding both. So if you need to, just pick one, like maybe an author has a last name that starts with an F would be good enough for this. I don't want this to be, you know, overwhelmingly difficult. I want you to be able to incorporate this into other challenges throughout the year, so make it work for you. And then in March, we're gonna go with girls in the title. That's a classic challenge I use whenever we do these readathons, and that is a really popular word to have in titles, so I feel like that should be pretty easy. Then in April, I want you to read a book with some sort of friend group, found family, just to represent the closeness of the girls, the fact that most of them are not related, but by the end of the show, it doesn't even matter. They are a family. In May, we're gonna do a cozy mystery with food, like some sort of element of food in with a cozy mystery. And this is because May was B. Arthur's birthday, and again, I'm like, what is something that I think of when I think of Dorothy? And I immediately thought of one of her lines in the show, and I actually have it, I don't think I have my book up here, but I actually have it as a sticker on my little notebook that I carry around with me, and it's, they ask her where she's going, and she says, to get ice cream or commit a felony, she's gonna decide in the car, which made me think of like some sort of murder, also with some comfort food, and that made me think of a cozy mystery with a food element. So in honor of Dorothy, that's our prompt for May. In June, we're gonna do a book by and about an LGBTQIA+ member. So I really want you to try to pick one that has a character, like a representation, and is written by someone from the community, because June is Pride Month, and because the Golden Girls was always pushing the envelope and pushing back on kind of restrictions, and there has been a very, very big push against LGBTQIA+ books, especially in school libraries, so I think this would be a really important one. So June, we're going to celebrate Pride Month and support our LGBTQIA+ authors and representation in general in books. Then in July, this was Estelle Getty's birthday, so again, I'm thinking, what do I think of when I think of Sophia? And I feel like this is a pretty easy one. It's picture it, Sicily, and then some year. So for this one, I'm thinking let's do a historical fiction that is not set in the US. Try to pick maybe something that is not like an English-speaking country, just to give us a little bit of diversity. I really want us to read something like from abroad, because that is really what Sophia represents in the show, just this kind of, you know, kind of older culture from a different country. And obviously she had lived here for a long time, but she did grow up in Sicily, and we hear a lot of those stories. So historical fiction, especially set outside of the US, but maybe even try to push further. If you are not from the US, just maybe not your country, pick a different country, maybe a country we don't see featured a lot in books. Then in August, because the book is set in Miami, I thought let's read a book set in another warm climate. We've done challenges where we try to read a book set in Florida, and there are not a ton that I think people are really interested in reading. That seems to be one that people struggle with. So let's just go warm climate setting in general. Anything that has a warm climate will work for August to represent the heat of Miami. And then in September, that was the official start of the show. It started in September in 1985. So I figured let's do the first book in a series to represent the initial starting of the show. It could be any series, just the first book. So pick a new series to start, or read the first book if you have read other books in the series but have never read the first one. Then in October, we're going to do a scary book. I thought this would be perfect to represent the episode. They used it as like a flashback episode, but the premise of why they were doing the flashback is that they watched Psycho and they were all terrified and couldn't go to sleep. So I thought, let's do a scary book that would keep you up at night with your girlfriends. If you had if you live with a bunch of girls like the Golden Girls do, what would keep you up? So read a scary book, and again, perfect for October because it's spooky season. And then November, let's do gold on the cover somehow. It can be in the title, in a name, the color gold. Just gold represented, obviously, an allusion to the Golden Girls. And then in December, we're going to do a book that features a wedding. And this is because it's the end of the year. It's wrapping up our year-long readathon, and the main event in the very last episode, what kind of ends the series, is a wedding. So I thought this would be a perfect way to wrap everything up with us as well. So there you have it. We've got 12 prompts to cover us through the whole year, and I have made us a Discord group that we can chat about these throughout the year. I'll have that link down below so that we can chat while we're doing all of these. And yeah, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. If you're posting on social media, use our hashtag Golden Girls Readathon so we can keep track of everybody. And I'm super excited. So let me know down below if you're planning to participate, if you have any recommendations for any of these months. You can feel free to put your TBR down in the bottom. You can use the board I've created to put your TBR on Instagram, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to be super happy if you participate. So again, let me know some things down in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.